be adept at the latest in technology. So again, a couple of alternatives for them, whether they are readers, listeners, like courses, or want to attend other events.
Great, great. Thanks, Rich. Yeah, that's a really good point, having different learning styles. I think that's excellent. Thank you. So second question, this is for you, Mike. Can you expand a little on how the new FMAA certification is helping to address the talent pipeline in accounting and finance?
Yeah, absolutely. Very excited about the introduction of the FMAA to IMA's portfolio of certifications. This has been the first certification that IMA has brought to market since the CSCA about 7 or 8 years ago. And it really fills a gap that existed within our portfolio, something for early career professionals or students who were really looking for a way to differentiate themselves through a foundational or fundamental understanding of the language of business of accounting and finance. There's in our view, and what we've been hearing from those individuals working in organizations and academic universities and so forth about the certification, specifically as it relates to the talent pipeline, we have deliberately, when designing this certification, attempted to remove the barriers to entry that oftentimes get in the way for individuals to explore a possible career in accounting and finance. So because it's foundational or fundamental in nature, there is no academic degree requirement to sit for the FMAA. And that's important because there are a number of individuals who are working in entry-level roles in organizations that do not have a formal academic degree, but recognize that they need more knowledge, more experience, and something like the FMAA could help them get a leg up from their peers and have a foundational understanding of accounting and finance principles to give them credibility when they're sitting around the office, talking to their colleagues, talking to their supervisors, and really start to think about how they can add value. And also for students who want to get a head start on their career while they're enrolled, or maybe they're in community college and they're looking for a capstone type of opportunity where they can get a certification like the FMAA as they're leaving school and looking for that first job. So removing those barriers to entry is a critical component, I think, to FMAA. We've also priced it at a level that we believe will invite more people into exploring the potential that this certification has for potential career advancement. It's $299, fairly affordable when you compare it to like certifications on the market. And we have a self-paced prep program that goes along with it that is made available through some of our publishing partners like Gleim and Hawk. And really, again, if somebody was really focused on studying and preparing, they could likely get the FMA certification within 30 to 45 days if they put their mind to it. I also would say that the certification helps with talent pipeline because it actually could be a good fit for someone that's non-accounting individuals. So think about individuals that work in organizations who are interacting with finance and accounting professionals all the time and could really enhance the value they offer in a business if they understood more of the fundamental principles of accounting and finance, whether it's your sales team or your product team or your project managers or your IT professionals. All of those individuals are working on important projects and initiatives that all have a financial implication a value creation, a value optimization opportunity for the organization. Individuals need to understand, through the lens of an accounting and finance perspective, how what they're working on impacts the overall performance of the organization. So I think that there's a lot of use cases for this particular certification. We're excited about, spreading the word and getting it out there, and are very optimistic about the potential it has.
Great. Thanks, Mike. So I think we have time for one more question. Rich, you mentioned that you look for professional certifications when it comes to making decisions about hiring somebody or not. What does that professional certification signal to you as the employer?
Yeah, thank you again, Jack, for the question. First, let me just say I'm always excited when I hear about the FMAA certification, and it's removing barriers and creating opportunities in the profession. It's just a really exciting time to be in finance and accounting. And I'm excited about the opportunities that this FMAA certification can bring to us. But to your question, let me approach it from both the employer and the employee perspective. From the employer perspective, obviously, when they see a certification on a resume or they see it after your name in an email, it shows that obviously you've got the education and knowledge that it took to pass the test. It shows you've got the experience behind it as well, and also a commitment to continuing education, to continue to upskill and educate yourself to maintain that certification. That's one aspect of it. The other aspect of the certification, which I think is just as important, it shows that you've got the time management skills, the commitment, the dedication, the discipline to go through the process, those soft skills, as they call them sometimes. I always like to say, that the hardest part about running a marathon is not actually running the marathon, it's training for it. It's all of that discipline. It's getting up early in the morning. It's similar to a certification. When you sit down to take that test and you earn it, in some respects, that's the easier part. It was all that prep that was hard. And again, having those skills and showing those character traits are very important to employers today. Now, let me shift and talk a little bit about it from the employee perspective, because a lot of times I get asked the question, hey, if I get the certification, am I going to get a job, or am I going to get a promotion? And usually I say, no, the certification alone likely is not going to get you a job or get you a promotion. It might, but you need a lot of other things with that. But what the certification does, it enables you to perform better on the job. And performing better on the job is what does get people promoted. It's what does get people advanced. It is what creates opportunity for them. So I am a strong proponent of certification from both the employer perspective and the employee perspective.
Great. Thank you. Thanks, Rich. And thanks, Mike. Thank you both for some great answers there. So we do have some other questions, but I'm afraid we don't have time for those. But we will put together an FAQ from the questions from this evening's session and the session earlier today, and they'll be available on our website in due course. So that concludes the Q&A session and the 2024 annual meeting of members. And I'll pass it back to you, Rich, to adjourn the meeting.
Great. Thank you, Jackie. And thank you to all of the IMA staff who supported this annual meeting of members, all the board members, and all of the IMA members who participated in today's event. I would like to now adjourn the annual meeting of members.
Thank you all.